Thank you guys all for being on this call. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Thank you. I'm using a different computer today than I normally do, so just wanted to make sure. But I am so excited for this call. I know that Becky has been preparing for this for weeks. I asked her to get on this team call and kind of share some thoughts um, about a month ago. And so she's had some time to prepare, and I know that she's put a lot of time and effort into this. And so thank you all for making that effort to get on, because it's going to help you in your business. I feel the same way about the national wake-up calls, that it's just that like weekly reminder of what you can work on to continue progressing. Because I know that we all started this business, we all signed up as coaches because we want to continue progressing in our own right, but then also we want to continue helping other people. And there's little things that you can learn along the way that help you to be empowered, but then also learn how to help other people better and to reach and connect with more people. I think that Beachbody is a unique business. I've heard it referred to as accidental leadership, because we kind of get into this, and a lot of times we weren't anticipating, okay, I want to be a business owner. Most of us kind of join because we just love health and fitness and we just want to help people, And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I'm a business owner? That means I'm a business owner? What do I do? And so I think calls like this that talk about the mindset, being a business owner, what does that mean, really helps us keep things in perspective. I think that's one of the things that my husband has really helped me with, because he has run businesses before, and I'll start saying something and he's like, Brigitte, that's normal, It kind of helps me keep things in perspective. But I think this call is going to be really amazing. And so I'm super excited to have Becky Gomez get on for you guys. Just to give a little background on Becky, and she'll probably share her story too, but just from my perspective, Becky Gomez started off just in a challenge group. And I remember talking with her, and she was talking with another coach, and I think it even joined another coach's challenge group, right? And then came back to me and was like, okay, I should have gone with you, not this other person, and ended up making a switch and joined my challenge group really just for her own accountability. I remember her saying that her husband was doing a race, and, they wanted to have that group support kind of thing. So she's like, I'm going to do this. My husband will be doing this one. And on the side, I don't think he joined the group though, if I'm remembering correctly. And then from there, she did it just like I'm talking about, said, okay, well, I should pay this forward. I should be running my own challenge groups and pay this forward, because being a part of a group, being a part of this community makes such a big difference. And so she signed up as a coach. And for a long time, Becky was a coach who had a lot of customers but didn't have any coaches. So for well, in my mind, it felt like a while, for quite a few months, she would be hitting Success Club. You guys know what that is. So she was helping at least 3 customers get started every month, but she had 0 coaches. And we had a team retreat that she came to. Oh, Mary, you keep getting unmuted, so I'm going to mute you again. Anyway, so she came to our team retreat that we had, and I know that she got to talk with a lot of other coaches, and I don't know exactly what the shift was, but I know that she left that retreat with a different appreciation for this business. And from there, I think it was 2-3 weeks, I don't remember how many weeks it was after the diamond retreat, after this team retreat that we had, that she went diamond. So went from 0 coaches to diamond rank now, just weeks later. And it just, it clicked for her. And so she's obviously learned from experience how this business works, and the mindset that you have to succeed as a business coach here and mentor. Becky has continued growing her business. She has helped and mentored multiple people to diamond ranks. She is a 3-star diamond coach. She's someone who hits Success Club consistently every single month and has continued to help her customers reach results and has worked with her coaches too. Just one of my most favorite people in this business. Becky is someone who just has that genuine heart for helping people. And I actually really like her as a human being, not just a Beachbody coach. So I'm just honored and tickled that she would be on this call. So you guys are in for a treat. So Becky, without further ado, I'll go ahead and turn the time over to you.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually screen share because I have slides. I have slides and everything. So, okay, can you guys all see this? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so like Brigitte had posted, I'm going to be talking about being the CEO of your own business, or as I like to say, being the superhero of your own story. So, okay, actually, so like Brigitte said, I actually didn't sign up under her initially. I talked with her for a couple months. And then my husband found out that his best friend's wife was a Beachbody coach. So I signed up under her. She actually wasn't even running a challenge. So I purchased the challenge pack, expecting to be put right into a challenge group. And she wasn't running challenge groups. And so I messaged Brigitte right away and I said, I really need to be in a challenge group. Can I be in yours? And she's like, well, I kind of need to be your coach. Why don't you check with your coach and see if she's running one? And so I messaged my coach, who was a friend of mine, and I never heard back from her. I mean, it was probably a week before I heard back, but within a couple days, I messaged Brigitte and I said, okay, how do we do the coach switch? Because I need something. So we did the coach switch pretty quickly, and I was in her challenge group. And I initially, Shakeology is expensive, you guys. So initially I was like, I'm just going to do Shakeology for the first month and cancel because I'm not paying $130 a month. Like, that's ridiculous. And I have an autoimmune disease, and it's usually manifested in canker sores. I would get canker sores in my mouth. I would have 2 at any given time. So I usually have probably 6 a month. And by the end of the first month, I had no canker sores. And I had gone probably the last 2 weeks of that month without any canker sores, which this had been going on for years, you guys. So then I decided not to tell my husband, and I was going to just get the next bag of Shakeology and see what happened. And no canker sores that next month and that next month. So it was September when I actually signed up with Brigitte because I kind of wanted to coach, but I really wanted the discount on the Shakeology because I'm like, my husband will probably kill me if he knows I'm paying $130 a month for Shakeology, but I can pay $100. Like, that's more doable, especially where I'm not having canker sores. That was completely worth it to me. And it actually was completely worth it to my husband. So I signed up as a coach. Brigitte was excited to get me started right away, and I flunked out of Coach Basics. I just didn't do the assignments. She put me in, I think there was a team cup going as well that she put me in, and I was the suckiest team cup person, you guys. Like, I got no points, nothing. So I signed up as a coach in September, and I didn't even really start working the business until December. So December is when I actually went all in. In December, Brigitte had been posting about this team retreat that she was doing, and I kept hearing about it and going, oh, that would be kind of cool. And she had a thing where if you hit Success Club in November and December, you could go for free. But if you only hit Success Club one of those months, you had to pay $50. So I didn't hit it in November. And so December, I was like, okay, if I hit Success Club this month, I will pay the $50 and I will go to this team retreat that she's doing. All these people, I knew no one from her team. They were just people I knew from Facebook. And I hit Success Club. I mean, seriously, squeeze it in. The very last day of the month, I had someone signing up New Year's Eve, and I hit Success Club. So I decided to go to Brigida's team retreat. It was at the end of January, and I'd been a coach for 5 months, and I was still at a coach rank. I didn't know, because I flunked out of Coach Basics, I didn't know that you should sign people up as coaches. Like, I didn't understand all of that. So I went, and I was just a coach. And so this picture you guys see, that's the first time I met Brigida. That's kind of fun. I love all those people in my picture. But you guys can see, like, down below, I actually posted, this picture was posted around the same time as that retreat. And I look at the picture, and I'm like, gosh, that was grainy. Like, it just isn't the best picture. You know, I've come a long way since then. So shortly after, actually the following Tuesday after the team retreat, the 21-day fix came out, and I signed 7 people up as coaches that Tuesday. And within, let's see, it was in less than 2 months after that, I went diamond. So I started, by the time I went diamond, I kind of started figuring out the whole coaching gig, like actually sharing tips on Facebook, you know, just this was a picture of, you know, hey, you guys, my kids don't like fresh ground peanut butter, but if I stick it in the jar, they don't know it's fresh ground, and so they'll totally eat it. So I started getting a little better with my posts. But anyway, that's just kind of my story. But the thing that actually kind of fired me up at that retreat was Brigida did a diamond panel, and she had all of her diamond coaches. And one of their consistent things was they woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, they had their routine of what they did and what they did to get diamond. And I remember sitting there listening to, I think Missy was on it, Breezy was on it, Anna Zobel was on it. And I remember listening to them, and I was in complete and utter awe of these ladies. And I just thought, okay, that's what it takes. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And that Monday morning, after I got back from the team retreat, I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's just a little bit of my story. Okay, so I really wanted a full-time income. I wanted to be like a lot of these diamonds that I got to listen to at the team retreat. But what I didn't realize was, in order to create a full-time income, you have to do the activities to create the full-time income. You can't just say, I'm going to be a coach and talk about it on Facebook. There are certain activities you have to do in order to create the full-time income. So I want you guys to think about this. Just ask yourself this and answer it right now. Are you a hobby coach or are you a career coach? And I'm going to tell you right now, neither of these is bad. It's not bad to be a hobby coach, but you can't be a hobby coach and expect the full-time income. So there are just different expectations. If you want the full-time income, you need to change and be a career coach. You can't just be a hobby coach. And if you don't want the full-time income, you just really enjoy this, then being a hobby coach is okay. It's not a bad thing. I was a hobby coach actually for a long time. Even as a diamond coach, I got to diamond as a hobby coach. I think I was 1-star qualifying still as a hobby coach. So what a hobby coach is. So this is what a hobby coach looks like. A hobby coach uses the products, the fitness programs, and Shakeology. They post occasionally on Facebook, maybe, and that's what I was doing in the beginning. I think I would post every other day, maybe. They're socially involved in the team. They love the team atmosphere. They really don't know how to use the Coach Online Office, and they don't initiate conversations. They don't do the reach outs. They don't reach out to people and say, hey, do you want to be in my next fitness challenge group? Because that's scary. But what you can expect as a hobby coach, you can expect accountability, which is a fabulous, wonderful thing. You can expect a happier, healthier life. Again, fabulous, wonderful thing. You can expect to be motivational for other people. That's an amazing thing. But you can also expect a low random income. And just a side note, I'm in Boise, and Doug Moss came up and set up the Boise Market Council. And when he did that, he met with all the diamond and above coaches. I was 1-star at the time. And he met with us to go over our business. And he just sat and looked at every part of our business, showed us where we could be doing better. And he looked at mine, you guys, and he goes, Becky, you should not be getting a $68 paycheck. That was a huge wake-up call for me to go, okay, I know, right? Like being a 1-star diamond coach and having a $68 paycheck one week, that sucks. So, but it's because I was a hobby coach. So, a career coach, what it looks like. A career coach has personal habits. They have their office, their power hour that they do. They run their personal business, their challenge groups, they're inviting. They're not just focused on helping their coaches, they're doing their own thing. They're consistently hitting Success Club. They're part of the organization. They make sure they plug into the national wake-up calls, all that kind of stuff. And they have their list of no matter whats. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And what you can expect as a career coach. You can expect a purpose-driven life. You know what you're doing and you're driven by what you're doing. You can expect unlimited career and growth potential, a consistent residual income, which is awesome not to have a $68 check, you guys. And you can expect to leave a legacy. You have a legacy of your coaches and a legacy for your children. Okay, so the no matter what. This is just, and not all of these have to be on your list of no matter what. These are just some that are some of my no matter whats. So obviously the vital behaviors, inviting and connecting with at least 3 people a day, that should be on your list of no matter what. Being product of the product, drinking Shakeology and getting my workout in, that is one of the vital behavior, you guys. If you're not product of the product, and I'm not saying you have to have this huge transformation and have dropped 50 pounds or anything, but being able to show people, look, I'm working out and I'm drinking my Shakeology. And there are some plus size coaches that do this and they have been very successful at this because they are showing that you can be healthy, you can be plus size. They're getting their workouts in. They're showing how to modify moves. But being product of the product is so huge. Personal development. This is actually probably why I was a hobby coach for as long as I was, because I really didn't think personal development was that big of a deal. I'm here to tell you, if you're not doing 15 minutes of personal development a day, you're not going to go far in this business at all. You might get up to 1 star even, but you're going to hit a wall and you're going to stunt your growth as a Beachbody coach. Okay, so here's a couple more vital behaviors. We actually put these as vital behaviors on my team a couple of months ago, just because these are vital. If you're not posting on social media, no one's going to know that you're a coach. So we put in 2 to 3 quality posts on social media. So quality posts are posts where you actually talk about flaws, you talk about things that are difficult for you to talk about, not just, the workout selfie. That's not a quality post. But if you're taking a workout selfie and you talk about what you struggled with that day in your workout, that would be a quality post. And then 3 to 5 reach outs every single day. That's another vital behavior, you guys. If you're not reaching out and just talking with people and making sure you keep those connections going, less and less people are going to see what you post on Facebook, and they're not going to trust you. So those are my vital behaviors that I do every day. Okay, running challenge groups. That's kind of a huge one. If you're not running challenge groups, you're going to have people jump ship and go, yeah, I need someone that's running a challenge group, and they'll go to Brigida, just like I did. Okay, so this one actually should have a little dot in front too. Knowing your story. This is huge. That was another thing at Brigida's first retreat. She had us tell our story. And that was just one thing. We spent pretty much the whole entire evening talking about our story and telling our story. And your story will change too. My story has changed since I started 2.5 years ago. It's changed. But that was my story in the beginning, and that's still part of my story, but my story has changed to something completely different. I would love to retire my husband now, where in the beginning, I did not want to retire my husband. He had a great job. But our situation has changed, and our desires and just our goals have changed now. So know your story and tell your story. Talk about your story on Facebook. Doing one-on-one calls with your team and team calls, making sure you're plugging into those calls every single week, and doing team calls with your team no matter how small it is. That's kind of a huge thing. Hit Success Club. You guys, that's only helping 3 people a month. That's all you have to do. And with my team, we don't stress Success Club 10 on my team, because I would turn into a crazy mom at the end of the month if I was sitting at Success Club 7 and I still hadn't hit it yet. And I don't want to turn into the crazy mom, and I don't want my team to turn into the crazy mom just because Success Club 10 was non-negotiable. So my non-negotiable is Success Club 5. And what I love, if you guys ever go and check out the leadership ladder in the Coach Online office, the Success Club on the leadership ladder is always Success Club 5. It doesn't change. Like, once you get to be an executive leader, it doesn't automatically say, okay, well, now you have to be hitting Success Club 10. It's Success Club 5, straight across the board. You can build your business and you can be successful hitting Success Club 5 every single month. And then set and review your calendar. What I like about this is, if you have a calendar, if you don't know ahead of time when you're doing your next challenge group, or when you're doing your coach sneak peek, or when you're doing your free group for the following month, you don't know when you're supposed to be promoting those. So know when you're going to be doing your groups the following month, so you can actually set up a schedule of when you should be posting about it. And then track your business and review your goals. So I actually have my husband tracking my business. He actually has all of my passwords into every single business center of ours. And he goes in and he actually creates documents and all sorts of stuff, spreadsheets, and tells me what I should be expecting the next week. Like, he does that, and it's nice because we're a team. But then we review our goals together on the team. So the first thing, though, is to work on you. Organize your time. And I know there's so many different apps. There's apps that you can use that or help organize your time. There's Planner Pad. And I actually have the Passion Planners, which are amazing because I'm really a write it down kind of person. If it's not written down and also put in my phone, it doesn't happen. And then make sure that what you're doing is duplicatable, because duplication is, if it can be taught, then it can be duplicated. I actually had a girl on my team that was, she won't mind me saying this, but she was waking up at 4:00 in the morning to start everything, to start her day. And I told her to stop. I told her not to wake up until 5:00, because people are more willing to get up at 5:00 to start their day. But if they're having to get up at 4:00 in order to be successful, they're not going to do it. That's too hard for so many people. So I told her, I said, just get up at 5, because you can still do the things you need to at 5:00. And more people will be willing to do that with you than they would if you're getting up at 4:00 in the morning. That's my personal opinion. And that doesn't go across the board. Some people get up at 4:00 because that's when they have to get their workout in. I totally understand that. But for her situation, I just figured she's a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't need to be getting up at 4:00 in the morning. So, and then the action item, plug into existing tools. So make sure you're participating in your challenge group and in other challenge groups. So make sure if you're doing a clean eating challenge group, post your meals, post what you are doing. Use the invite scripts. I know Brigitte has a whole list of things to say if you're talking to someone on inviting. Missy Reber also has, if you guys go and check her YouTube page out, she has a whole list of what she does for inviting. Go and check that out, especially her breadcrumbing video. Make sure you plug into the Getting Started trainings in the Coach Online office. And then this is one of my favorite coaches. If you guys don't know who she is, you guys need to go and check her out. She was one of the founding coaches, and I believe there's 12 founding coaches. She spoke at Summit last year about the same thing, and she said to act like a CEO even when you don't feel like it. So she's the only founding coach whose spouse still works outside of being a Beachbody coach. She is a mom of 6 kids, and when she spoke at Summit, she talked about what had been going on just in her life in the past year. She has her 6 kids at home. She took care of both of her dying in-laws. They had moved them into her home. Her dog died. She had cancer, and her daughter struggled with an eating disorder. And she talked about, at Summit, she talked about how she would be sitting outside her daughter's bedroom door, just crying, trying to figure out how to help her daughter, and then putting a cold washcloth on her face and going and making team training videos, because that's what she had to do. She had to keep her business going. And it was one of the most inspiring, just one of the most inspiring things, because even going through cancer, she still did training. She still did all the things she needed to do for her business. So here's just a couple things. If you guys do want to be a career coach, show up consistently. Think and act like you're the CEO, because you are. You are the CEO. Commit to personal growth and development. Go to your Super Saturdays. Get on the national wake-up calls and your team calls. Do a GSR with every new coach. And if you guys don't know what a GSR is, it's a getting started right call. It's basically a call where you get on and you talk with them about what coaching is. Go through all the different things they need to know. What Success Club is. There's so many things that we don't know when we first get started. Just Emerald, like all the different ranks and stuff. Just do a really quick call with them. Help them understand what the basics are. And then own your role as sponsor. When you sponsor someone who wants to build a business, help them build their business. Don't just step back and go, oh, well, my coach helped me, so my coach can help this person as well. You are their coach. You need to be the one helping them. And then create opportunities to connect with other people. So always make sure you're being intentional. You're intentional with what you're posting on Facebook and what you're doing. Intention is such a huge thing with coaching. Lead your conversations with belief. If you are hesitant and you don't really believe in the products, it's going to come across that way. Run your business opportunity webinars, coach open houses and sneak peeks. Make sure you have challenge groups they can join. I always have either a free challenge group that I'm recruiting for or my next fitness challenge group that they can join. And then make sure you stay in recruiting mode. Share your calendar and your planning tools and teach what you do. So I want you guys to think about, what is your story? Are you ready to show up every day, and do you want it? So like I said earlier, you can still be a diamond coach and you can be a diamond coach and still be a hobby coach. It's not about the title, it's about your level of service. And discipline trumps talent. This is one of the hugest things about this, you guys. It doesn't matter how talented you could be as a coach. If you're not disciplined, the person who's disciplined will trump what you're doing any day of the week. And then personal development is water to your roots. So make sure you're doing personal development. If you need help with ideas of what to read or what to listen to, post in the team pages. Ask other people's opinions, because I get so many ideas from Brigida and from so many other people. That's where I think Nina had posted in a team page and about a book that she had just read. I went and added that to my Audible. That was the next one on my list, and I'm reading it or listening to it now, and it's amazing. So make sure you guys are doing personal development every single day. And that's all I have. Do you guys have any questions? Anything that I can answer?
This is perfect. Thank you so much, Becky. If anyone has a question, you better hurry and type it out now. But this is perfect. Thank you so much, Becky. There's so many things that you said that I'm like, I think it can come across as a simple thing that you're like, okay, well, yeah, that's simple. And we get into this business, I think, feeling like, okay, this is something I don't know how to do. So the solutions to move forward must be this really complicated, hard to do things. But it really comes down to these small and simple things just done consistently over time. But that mindset of saying, I am the CEO of my own business. Like, I'm going to take the role of being a sponsor seriously. You can hear the kids in the background here now.
I bound mine to upstairs.
Yeah. They just barely came home, so I don't know if they know I'm hosting this call yet. But anyways, I feel like that's like, these are the keys to success. And this is one of those calls I'm going to make sure all of my personally sponsored coaches listen to. I know many people catch these calls recorded, but make sure you share this with your team, because this is like what it is. This is what it takes to grow your business. I promise it's a simple thing. It's a mindset of saying, okay, like, I can do this. It's up to me. I'm the one in charge. I have to take this seriously and show up every day. I think so often, we think of our 9-to-5 jobs or whatever, and you realize, like, if I don't show up to this 9-to-5 job today, I'm not going to have a job tomorrow. And yet with this business, it's so easy to be like, I'm just not going to check my challenge groups. And I just think, guys, like, you need to be investing in your challenge groups, in your customers. Like, that's the foundation of this business. It breaks my heart to hear from a coach who says, I was co-hosting with this person and they just weren't checking in. Or a customer reaches out to me and is like, yeah, I have a coach and like they never commented on any of my posts in my challenge group or anything. Like, guys, like, this team, we are better than that. Like, you rise to the occasion. You don't just sign up people and say, oh, I got my successful points, I got my commission, and send them on the way. Like, you don't sign someone up unless you're going to hold them accountable in a challenge group and be there for them. And so anyways, I just had to throw that in there because I saw you mention that, like, posting your challenge groups, take your role of sponsor seriously. And I'm like, yes, thank you for saying it. It's what needs to be said. And I just really hope our team is better than that. So it's what you do. Okay.
Yep.
Work off this team. Cancel your accounting. Don't do a disservice to these people. So people can get help. So anyways, okay, we do have one question. I've been doing challenge groups and they have been consistent on posting, but has gone quiet. What have you done to revitalize your challenge groups? So Becky, I'll let you kind of respond and I'll share a few thoughts too.
That's tough. Usually towards the end, it does get kind of quiet. And so what I try to do is I try to start posting more in the group. And it's helpful if you have someone that you can say, hey, I know you've been really consistent. Can you help me call some people out? I remember one of my groups, I had someone, she was just a challenger, but she started calling out people in the group. Hey, so-and-so, how are you doing? I know you have this going on. She started doing that. So having it come from someone else in the group, so it looks like, so just so that other people know that, oh, it's not just the coach that cares about me, it's everyone else in the group. Like, we care about each other. That is something that helps a ton. So if you can get someone else to kind of go, hey, will you just check on these challengers for me? They're not posting as well, just check on them for me. That helps them kind of step up as well.
I love that. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Jatana Jackson's called Danielle. It was the last team training webinar that we did. But I just started a group and I implemented her challenge sneak peek that she's doing. But she also mentioned a few other things that she does in her challenge groups that I was like, I've never done that before. And it's such a great idea. But some of the things were doing a Zoom chat like this, a video conference chat before the group starts. So people do make a connection of, oh, this is that little person's like profile photo. That person's a real person. Like, and they make that connection and they build the relationships with one another. So they do realize like, oh, like there's real people here who are doing this with me and we're all in this together. And they do feel that connection of knowing it's not just Becky holding me accountable. It's not just Danielle holding me accountable, but I owe it to this group. Like we're all in this together. I'm not gonna show up like do that. So that right there has made a big difference. In the sneak peek, I made it very apparent that this group is for people who are going to be posting. This is for people who wanted that daily accountability. So some people be like, oh, posting in a group is just not my thing. Or, I just don't. I'm like, okay, then don't join the group. Like the group is for people who want that daily accountability. So one of the things that I do is I have a Google document, a Google spreadsheet, or just a piece of paper, doesn't have to be anything fancy, with people's names, just who are in your group. And one of the things that you can do in your group is to type in their names in the search bar in the top right-hand corner. So all of the groups have a search function. It's just a little box underneath the cover photo in the top right-hand corner. And so I go down my list and I type in that person's name. And it's alphabetical, so I'll be like Amanda. And I can see her post for that day. And then I check her off as posting for that day. Next person, Becky. I type in her name, see that she posted for that day, check her off for being consistent in that day. Now I have a list at the end of the day of people who did not post. And last night, in my challenge group, I tend to check my groups at the end of the day. It's like my last thing to do. And I made a post and I'm like, okay, it's, 10:30 at night. I'm about to go to bed and I just haven't seen these 3 people post yet. Where are you? And you told me you wanted to be accountable. So I'm holding you accountable. Where are you? How was your day? And calling them out a little bit. And I just made it apparent, like tagging people multiple times publicly and saying, no one's left behind. You joined this group. We are a group and no one is left behind. So every single person is posting every single day. And so, if you're upfront with the expectations, it's a different thing to come into the group and you have an expectation, but you didn't communicate it to your challengers. Then you can't be annoyed that they didn't know, oh, you're serious about me posting, So vocalize your expectations. Another thing that I've been doing in this group that I'm totally taking over, but I'm really excited about the group I've been doing. It's been awesome. So, but the group, I also did a little tracker, just like Jatana did, but I modified it slightly. So she had in there, you could get a point for posting your workout, a point for doing Shakeology, and I shared that tracker in the Team Forward Fitness page. So you guys can kind of look in there. One of my coaches, Tracy, shared how she had modified it, and I modified it as well slightly, where I just said, hey, if you comment on at least 5 other people's posts, you're going to get 2 points. And so that's now also rewarding them for engaging in the group and supporting one another. And they're totally doing it. So it's not just me commenting on posts, but they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get rewarded for supporting other people. Heck yeah, for sure, And so that's made a big difference too. I know I was talking to Lene, and I believe that she's on this call too, on her phone. But Lene was sharing with me about one of her coaches who was just killing it and running amazing challenge groups. And she was saying how all of her daily posts for the first week are focused on nutrition. And then her second week in her challenge group is focused on personal development. And then the third week she does prizes. And so she'll say okay, most person who can I don't know, do little tiny competitions of wall sits or, bathroom Olympics of squatting every time you have to go to the bathroom or whatever, coming up with different little competitions each day for the last week. And, doing prizes, whether it's a small, a t-shirt or water bottle or whatever, but just kind of getting people engaged in that way. I know one of my other coaches, Jen Burgess, does, what is the term that she uses for it? Like a role reversal for the last week, where she assigns her customers to be in charge of the daily post. So last week she's like, okay, you're in charge of making the daily post for the day, you know, finding like an assignment for everyone to do, posting something motivational or an idea. And I'm trying to think of the word, just round table week or something like that. So everyone kind of takes a turn playing coach, you know, and she said that round robin, thank you. Yeah, Lacey's one of her rock stars. So round robin is a great way to, sorry, we've got, I don't know why it keeps unmuting you, Mary. I'm going to mute you. There we go. But yeah, so that's another way to get like people engaged, you know, and even get them used to the idea of posting and being a coach, right? And in that role. So anyways, I totally talked way long, but just a couple ideas there for keeping engagement up in your group. So it's fun for you guys, and like your passion, your excitement about a challenge group is totally going to seep through and be absorbed by your challengers. So if you're like, I don't really want to be doing this, then your challengers don't really want to be doing it either. So you do have to do that check and that gut check in yourself and be like, this is why I signed up. Like, how freaking cool that I get to be a part of someone's transformation. Like, I remember my life changing, and how amazing and incredible that you get to be a part of that for someone else. You know, you get to see someone change their life. Like, you know, when you're freaking excited about that, like, and you don't take that for granted, I think it gets absorbed by other people, and they're excited to be there too. And I don't know why I'm like getting all emotional about it, but I just feel that like it starts with us, you know? So anyways, I see a couple of new messages. Any other questions, last things for Becky? Because I dominated that last question.
Yeah.
Yes, Mary.
Yeah. I just wanted to, you know, touch base with you too. And, you know, what you said is very true. And that's what keeps me hanging on, because I almost quit several times. But I now have a friend at church that she came to me and she said that she was having problems trying to lose weight. And I don't think she's eating the right way or losing this weight the right way, and just having her cry after she did visiting teaching with me. And I did not know that I was setting an example for her, and I didn't mean for her to do this the wrong way, but she reached out to me. And I just have to say to all the coaches out there, we are being watched. I'm living with Sister Shabaka. You know, she gave up, and and I'm sad that she gave up. She gave me all of her Shakeology, and I'm grateful for it, but when she gave up, it's torn at my heart. It's not about just making the money. It's about helping lives, and I truly see that. And several times I'm like, this is probably not what the Lord would have me do. But yesterday I felt irritable and upset because I was about ready to make that choice of letting go, and I couldn't figure out what to do. So I'm here, and we really are being watched. It is really wonderful to be in your groups, and I'm thankful that you felt prompted to talk to me, to text me, and to join me up with this group again. Thank you, because I am struggling. I'm still very, very nervous reaching out to others. I still let other people know I'm a coach with Team Beachbody, and if you need my help, just let me know. And they're like, oh, okay, and they walk away. But we really are being watched. It's
I love
awesome.
that. It's so true, Mary. And I think it's a good reminder for all of us that, like, you were drawn to this business for a reason. You're here for a reason. And yes, you're a business owner, but you're this sponsor, and you get to show people what they're truly capable of. So as a mentor, as a coach, helping your challengers, like, hold that responsibility in the high regard that it is, and take advantage of it 100%. Well, big team hug. I love you guys. Thank you all for getting on. Becky, thank you so much for opening this discussion and sharing your thoughts and sharing your journey and what you've learned. So invaluable, and I just am so grateful for what we're doing and for this team and what we stand for. Thank you all for getting on. Thank you, Mary, for your comments. And I will post the recording in the team page. This is one you'll want to share with your team 100%. Thanks for getting on, you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.